Joining us now for her real estate outlook next year is Brown Harris Stevens CEO Bess Freedman. Bess, good to see you. So does high-end real estate continue a march upward?
Hey, nice to see you as well, John. It's hard to say. 2024 in housing was not a great year. I think we all know that. The luxury market performed fairly well considering. It's hard to say what 2025 will be. We do know that the bonuses that are coming for Wall Street are going to be huge, so that will benefit the luxury market. But we still have what's called, I named it at least, the troubling trifecta, which are rates, inventory, and prices. And so that's created this gridlock in housing. Rates are still higher than people would like. Prices are still higher, and we don't have the inventory that we need. So people are sitting it out still. Sellers aren't listing, buyers are waiting. At least now we do have certainty with the president, which is good. So now people know. But I do think we're in for a bit of a turbulent year. It'll be volatile, I would expect.
So there's a stat that I've had my eye on. I've been asking a couple people about. In 2025, an unprecedented number of Americans are going to start turning 65 each year. Next year and then thereafter. I think like 4.1, 4.2 million people. At what point does that start to affect inventory? People making different kinds of decisions about where they're going to live and actually giving up the low rates that they have to do something else.
Well, as we know, people are also living a lot longer. So, and what we're seeing, studies are showing us that first-time home buyers are now older than they've ever been. They're nearing 40 years old, which is not good for housing. It means that young people can't afford to buy their home. There was a study in Europe about this as well. And sellers are older today, too. So I think we're pushing everything forward in a bad way. And we need to create more affordable housing in our country so that people can buy their first home. I still believe that it's the American dream. It's the best way to build intergenerational wealth. And it's an investment in your future, and it gives you shelter. And so I think that, hopefully we can start to loosen up some of rates next year and people start to get into the market and we have more movement, because 24 was a really difficult year for people in housing.
You say loosen up rates? How likely do you see that being?
Listen, I'm concerned. I would love to see, Trump, if he, the SALT cap. I think that expires next year anyway. That could help maybe. But if there's tariffs, I think that might, make inflation go up, which we don't need, and rates would go up, I think. And so, it's hard to say what's going to be. That's why I do think it's going to be a lumpy, bumpy 2025. And we'll have to see what happens. I mean, the stock market's great that it's at these all-time highs, but everyday Americans are not able to buy homes. And that's just a fact. And we need to figure out ways for the private and public sector to work together. We need Albany to work together with city officials so that we can build more affordable housing. And we have not been very successful at that. The legislators don't listen and they don't want to work together.
So, Bess, I imagine, you got a lot of folks who come to you for advice. Say they got a second home and they're not sure they want to hold on to it, but boy, there's a lot of equity in it. It's been going up. They say, Bess, what should I do? Should I hold on to this? It's an asset, or should I sell it? What do you tell them in 2025?
I think it's a great time to sell if you don't need it or you don't use it. I think you could really make a lot of money right now if it's a second home in particular. But again, the market is there to serve you, not instruct you. And so it always depends on people's circumstances. Second homes, this market, we need inventory. If it's a great home or an apartment and you want to put it on the market, you probably do really well. And then you can put that money in an index fund and just leave it there. And I think that's another thing that people are thinking about. So that would be my advice.
So
but it depends on the people.
Take it up, take the tax hit, don't do a 1031, just actually, view it as a gift, all this equity that so many people have amassed?
I mean, it depends, obviously, on the person and their tax situation. You can't just, throw a blanket over it. It depends on the people and who they are and what their status is, and so and what would best benefit them. It may benefit them to sell their home, and there may be some benefit to doing that, or maybe there isn't and they should hold it for longer, or maybe they just love going to their second home so much and their kids enjoy it that they shouldn't sell it. It depends. A home is an emotional commodity versus, an index fund, which you can't live in your index fund. You can live in your home. You can hang out and play poker in your home. You can have dinner in your home. You can hang out with your kids. Your home is something very special.